Okay, so happy for you guys to come here for my course. This is an all English video course, and thank you so much for being here. Now, today the first section of the course is called the Introduction for the Magic Machinery. All right. When I say magic, I mean machine is something, from my point of view, quite beautiful, because they have some wonderful functions. And also, if you look into the designs of the machines, you will always feel those designs, some of them or many of them are very smart and very clever, you know. And so we will have an opportunity today to look into some typical and popular machineries we use in our daily life or in industry or agriculture, and then we will try to appreciate or understand the magic of machinery, right? Okay, and thank you guys so much. Now this is a watch, so you are now watching a watch, right? And watch is a machine, all right? Especially this watch is a mechanical watch. Anybody knows how can a watch tell you the exact time, right? Inside the watch, there is a small device, which is called the mechanical pendulum. It swings all the time, and that thing can produce the second. And then we use some gear to calculate the minute, and later we can get the hour. So this is a pure mechanical one, no electronic components inside at all. And this one can tell you the accurate time. Very smart, very magic. Second one, the escalator. All right, we use it every day. This is also a wonderful machine, because all the stairs will move up and then disappear, and then come back and go up again. So those stairs, you can step on them, but also they will become flat later and come back. So this circulation is wonderful. And this one gives us very good service when we go to shopping and, you know. Second one, this is a sky wheel. In amusement park, you like to take on this, and it is very exciting. Another thing you like the most is a roller coaster. All these machines in the amusement park, they are very smartly designed to give you that kind of thrilling feeling. And at the same time, they are pretty safe. They're very safe. I mean, safety is the first thing for those machines. And secondly, they will look for the fun. But safety is always the first. So design for those machines must be very safe. And then you all know that this is a power station. We're going to discuss later the power station. But this power station is quite modern and quite clean. We're going to discuss later. And the machine on the left side is a machine which can produce paper. You know, we use paper every day. But the machine that produces the paper will need a lot of electricity. Our machines need also, say like this TV set, we need electricity to drive it. Okay, so you travel with machines. And this is we have 5 examples here. For example, the first one, the bus. We take bus every day, but do you know we can now have some bus which does not produce any kind of pollution at all, right? But in Chengdu, we don't have that kind of thing yet. We will have that pure electric bus in the future. But this one is a gas engine one. Anyway, it's safe, it's roomy, and it's comfortable. And second one, jet line, all right? Your have chances to take on the line. Now this thing is so heavy. So how can it fly? How can it take off? Because it's over 100 tons and it's so heavy. The magic machine, itself is a magic machine, but I would say that we're going to discuss the magic machine inside this big machine. That's the jet engine. The jet engine is really a marvelous device. It's quite small, but it can produce big power, that sort of thrust, which can put the plane forward, and so that it can be airborne all the time. And third one is very simple, bicycle. May I ask you a question? You know, bicycle is quite simple, but we have those three-wheel bicycles, which is called the tricycle. You know, three-wheel one? Yeah, that one is easy for you to learn, right, how to ride it. To ride on a tricycle is easier than riding on this two-wheel bicycle. But may I ask you why the tricycle is more popular than a bicycle? Why don't most people just go to the tricycle? Why do you like the bicycle? Now that is a magic thing about this small machine. You get an answer? Anyway, I think I can answer some questions, but you can answer me, you can answer my question I can ask some questions, but you can answer me in Chinese. Doesn't matter. Who get an idea? You know, why we like bicycle more than tricycle? You get an idea?
In one way, I think the bicycle is lighter than the tricycle, and it's easy to turn. About the resistance, and I think the resistance is less. It's easier to drive, and you only have two wheels. It's easy to learn, and it's easy to enjoy.
Faster and fun to ride, and also it's lighter because it only has two wheels. Yeah, but mechanically, I feel that this design is better than tricycle. You know why? Because two wheels, it has less resistance from the road, and also when you turn the corner, when you turn on the corner, it's easier, right? It's more convenient for the vehicle to go forward. But for the tricycle, at first you feel it's good, right? But later you feel that it's very awkward to ride. Because when you turn, your body cannot tilt. And then it's very uneasy, unrelaxed. And also the speed of the tricycle is not as quick, as high as a bicycle, right? So this is really a good design. Bicycle, typical good mechanical design. Simple, functional, and beautiful, right? When you guys design machines in the future, you should try to design machines like bicycle, right? And the ship carry a lot of people, you know. And right one, the last one is a high-speed train. This is a good one because China is very good at high-speed train, and this university also is very good at designing and developing high-speed trains. Now, may I ask you a question again? Why this special train can go at very high speed? What is the trick? What is the magic part of this machine? Why can it go so fast? Yeah, you get an answer? I think the first thing is that the appearance. You know, the appearance of this train is not designed to look beautiful only. It's streamlined. It's off the streamline. You know, streamline, very sharp. And then it has really small or little that kind of resistance from the air. so it can go very fast. And secondly, the locomotive, the engine. Now, the engine of this one is very powerful electric engine. Got big power, so it can go very fast. And thirdly, you guys know that right now we can distribute the power into every carriage of this train, right? We can have small engines on each car, each carriage of the train. So this kind of a distributed power system can make the train to go even faster, but that's a French technology. We used to use 2 locomotives. Sometimes we use 2 locomotives, one in front and one at the end. All those machines are wonderful. So this course is about the magic of mechanical engineering, of machinery. Now let's go to some detailed, some separate particular examples. Now first, now you know what is this. This is a central power station, or we call them the coal-fired power plant. Means we burn coal to produce electricity, right? If I ask you now, you know how this plant transforms the energy of coal into electricity. Now, how is this process working? Now, coal goes in, electricity goes out. You know how this works? Because we have several very magic machineries inside this plant. Now we have boiler, we have turbine, and we have generator. All right? In China, a lot of electric power is consumed every day. All right? Most of the power are provided today by coal-fired power plant. Now, you may argue that nuclear power plants are better than this kind of coal-fired power plant because nuclear power plant is small in size and also can produce much more electricity, and also it seems cleaner because it does not emit a lot of kind of smokes or that kind of stuff. But we all remember that big disasters of the nuclear power plants. You know, in Japan, in USA, in Russia, we have several major accidents, and everyone, you know, they were just horrible. For coal-fired power plant like this, I would say that, well, it produces more pollutants into the air, but generally speaking, we don't worry about this one to have some kind of big disaster to kill a lot of people. You know, we don't have that kind of thing today. All right? And now let's have a few more points here. Let us understand a little bit more about the working process of this power plant. All right, first, we will transport a lot of coal. How will we burn the coal in this plant? Do you know? We have big chunks of coal. How do we burn them? We just put them in the boiler to burn it? No, they are not powerful enough. We will crush them into powder, you know, very small particles. And then, why would we do that? Why would we do that? Because the powder is like explosive material. It's much more powerful, can produce much higher temperature. So we have higher efficiency, right? First one, we crush the coal. Secondly, now we have a machine which is called the pulverizing mill, M-I-L-L. This mill is specially designed to crush the chunks of coal, right? We're going to discuss later. Secondly, we have big, very big boiler. You know boiler? You boil the water to produce high pressure steam, STEM, right? Just like kettle in your home. You boil the water for you to drink later, right? But this boiler is really, really tall, taller than this building, right? And then that can produce a lot of steam. Later, we go to the key part of this coal-fired power plant, which is a turbine. You know turbine? Turbine is like an engine, but its working process is the reverse version of the actual jet engine. But it has very similar structure, right? Turbine can extract or make use of the energy of the high pressure steam, right? So turbine will create huge amounts of mechanical energy, which is the rotating mechanical energy. And the turbine can drive the generator. The generator can produce vast amounts of electricity, right? Now that is the working principle or process of a central power plant. Later, I'm going to discuss this with you guys, but we still have a problem, you know, pollution. You can see from this picture here, we still have some smokes from this plant. But right now, the smoke is not black anymore, it's white. But why the smoke now is white? And the smoke 20 years ago in China was black. Because now we remove 95 or 99% of the pollutants inside the smoke. So the smoke is quite clean today. Anyway, it's much better one than the former power plant. Yeah, good one, magic one. Secondly, plane. Now this is a dream plane, Boeing 787. I haven't got a chance to take on this airplane yet. It's really a wonderful machine. Well, it's wonderful for many aspects. Now, we do not have that much time to discuss all the magic parts of this machine. But we're going to discuss three major aspects, major magic contents of this machine. Let me ask you some questions. First, you know this one? What is this? This is the jet engine. The jet engine is a magic machine itself. It's not big, but it can produce very big power. You know, one jet engine like this can produce power, let's say, equal to, I don't know, 1,000 family cars or more than that. Because it's so powerful, but the size is much, much smaller than 1,000 family cars. You know, the normal internal combustion engine, the gas engine, is very big, very heavy, but it can produce, the power it produces is not so big, all right? Jet engine is very magic, but do you know how can it do that? How can it be so small and produce that much energy? That's a magic thing, right? Secondly, you know, the plane is always flying at very high altitude. You know why? Because the resistance over there is much smaller, because the air is thinner over there, right? Okay, but it's good for the plane. It's bad for you, because you won't breathe freely. And then you do not have that kind of pressure over there. The pressure is much lower. And also the oxygen, we don't have enough oxygen over there. So how to kind of restore the normal pressure at that kind of high altitude? Now, generally speaking, you will design a machine to produce that kind of pressure. And that machine must be big and heavy, and the plane cannot carry. All right? We will make use of the jet engine to produce or to provide that kind of pressure. Right? How to do it? It's simple, but it's really a smart design. This is the second thing. And the third thing is that, you need to go to the toilet on the plane. Awkward to say, but it's a magic machine. Can you use the normal toilet like we use in your family on the plane? You can't, because that toilet will need a lot of water. Then the plane cannot carry that much water because it's heavy, right? So we use a active vacuum toilet on the plane, vacuum toilet. Now, that one is also a smart, a magic designed machine, because it does not have a separate or particular or independent vacuum generator. No, it doesn't have that. It will make use, again, the jet engine. They will make use of the power of the jet engine to produce that kind of vacuum. So we don't worry about anything when we are flying that high. Magic machine, right? And this one, EMA, that is a hydrogen motorcycle. Very good looking. Yeah, this is a prototype. And this motorcycle does not use gas. It doesn't burn any kind of fuel. The powerhouse of this one is a fuel cell. A fuel cell. Now, a fuel cell will only use the hydrogen. Will only use hydrogen. Cell is battery. All right? So this is an electrical motorcycle. Now, the only emission on this hydrogen motorcycle is water. So we will only get water as the emission. So it's purely clean. This one is purely clean. Also, we will discuss something about what is the working principle of that fuel cell, the fuel cell of that battery. Now that is a chemical process. So nowadays, you guys must remember, I think you already know that. Nowadays, when we say machine, we do not mean mechanical structures only. Modern machines, they are based on a lot of technologies like chemical technology, electrical technology, control technology, and they're all put together to create this kind of modern machine, okay? So this one, very good, very clean, quiet. Now Segway is so popular, so cool. Now Segway is very popular, very cool, you like this one. And, Steve Jobs liked this one very much. He nearly bought the company. Now, Segway, or we call it two-wheel electric scooter, this is a new transporting tool for people in modern cities. Now, this one is really smart and magic because once you are standing on a Segway, you will not fall. You just stand there. You don't, try to balance the small scooter like you are on a bicycle. When you're on a bicycle, you got to balance yourself. But this one, you don't worry about that. You can't fall, even you want. Even you won't fall, you just can't do it. Because there is a powerful measurement and control unit in this small vehicle, which can correct your position and then which will continuously monitor where you are, where is your center of weight, and then it will bring it back. So you will never fall down. And it can go. Because, of course, we have electrical motors inside. Okay, so very smart and very good ones. Later, this is a car. But anybody can see something special about this car? This is a hybrid car. Hybrid. Hybrid means we use gas engine and we also use electric motor at the same time. Yeah, the hybrid. Nowadays we have a lot of hybrid cars on the road. The most famous one is the Prius from Toyota, and also Mercedes-Benz, the S-Class. They have a S400L. Now, Mercedes-Benz, the 400L, that version is always a hybrid powered car. Hybrid car, I think design and an idea behind it is really marvelous, because it does not go to something like the pure electric car. Now, we all know that pure electric car is the cleanest, but do you know that the pure electric car does not working very well? You know why? Because now we still cannot produce very good batteries yet. So pure electrical cars are not popular, although our government wants us to use that kind of cars. But very few people will use that because it's not very convenient. But hybrid car right now seems more hopeful than the pure electric cars. All right? The gas electric hybrid car is so popular because it needs less fuels. Well, it still needs some fuel, but it needs less fuels and discharge less emission while providing the same power. Now that is a key part. This car can be as quick as a normal family car, but also it will use only half or less than that the fuel than the normal cars. So it's very, very good idea. Finally, can you print your house in the future? It may be possible. Yeah? You design your home, your dream house on your computer and print it out on a paper. But in the future, I don't know how many years from now on, you may be able to print it out on a big 3D printer. Now we are using 2D printers every day. When you print something on the paper, you are using a 2D. When I say 2D, I mean two-dimensional printer, right? But now we can print 3D objects by using the 3D printers. Now you know what is the magic thing about this machine? How can a machine print an object? Remember, only by printing. All right? Can I ask you, what is the input of this 3D printer? What will be the input? First, I'll have a beginning. You have to give the machine a 3D digital model, right? You have to build this 3D model on your computer first. And secondly, the machine will need some kind of material to build the thing. What kind of material do you think the machine will need? What kind of material? Do we have to bring some boards like this and give it to the machine? Do we have to do that? No. We only need to give it some powders, small particle things, and we'll give it some glue materials, binder materials to get the material together. All right? But pay attention. Those particles and those materials could be metal, could be plastic, and could be many kinds of formations. All right? You name it. But right now, if you design the right model, if you provide the machine with the right materials, it can print out nearly anything. From this mouse to my glass, no problem. To my shoe, anything. All right, you name it. I heard that here in Chengdu City, we have a big plant which can produce planes, you know. Some parts on that planes was printed. So, it's a very marvelous machine. Anyway, I have given you some I feel very exciting examples about magic machines. Want to more? You want to know more? And I will be very happy to discuss with you guys later about different magic and wonderful and functional machineries. Thank you so much for attending this section. Okay.